Hello and welcome to the Progress Check-in. I'm Abby, and in this live, we're just gonna check in briefly on what you're working on, but specifically, we're gonna focus on quick tips and quick, hacks that you could use to start being more productive in your business. And so today, our guest is Kay Dewar. Here we go. Hi, Kay.
Hi, Abby.
Hi. So Kay is the founder of Kando Support. She's going to tell us a bit more about what Kando Support is and what she does. But today she's also going to share us some quick productivity tips that we can start using immediately. So after you. Hi.
Hi, guys. Thanks so much, Abby, for having me along to share these tips. As you mentioned, I am Kay Dewar and I operate Kando Support, and that supports business owners to structure and streamline the way that they operate their day-to-day tasks to avoid them having any bottlenecks, any gaps, wasting any time and any effort in their day-to-day activities. And that then allows them to be much more productive on their money-making activities, the things that they actually generate their income with.
Okay. So before we jump right into Kay's tips, we're gonna share our tiny 5 seconds intro, and then we'll jump right into your productivity tips. All right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, and we're back. So share us your tips. Show us your ways.
So the tips that I'm going to share today is around basic processes. What 3 basic processes I believe that you should implement in your business to get you more productive week to week and day to day. The 3 that I suggest that you get started with are your marketing process, your sales process, and your client onboarding process. Each of these areas are key in every business. Every business goes through them, and every time you complete each of those areas, there'll be the same repeated steps in each of those in terms of what you do, how you do it, what systems you access, what documents you access, what emails you send. Anything related to those will have a repeating pattern every time you do them. So to avoid you missing any steps, taking too much time thinking, where was that document again? What system should I update again? It's all there and clear for you. And the way that I suggest you do this is in a task management tool such as Asana or Trello. By laying out the steps clearly in a tool like that, it means that every time you go to do that, it's all there and all clear. So the easiest way to get started is the next time you go to do the activity, note down every step that you're going through, and then that creates your basic process. So you know that when you're going to do your marketing the next time, your 5 or 10 or 15 steps that you go through every time are all there. They're all clearly laid out, and every link, every document, every system, every email template that you send that's related to that is all there, stored in one place, so that you've got quick and easy access to everything that you need. You don't waste any time thinking, where should I go for this? What should I be doing for this? It's all there. So for marketing, for example, you would have things like creating your social posts, creating your content, perhaps your email marketing. It's perhaps different in terms of the actual content that you share every time, but the steps around it are the same. So cut out any of that wasted time and wasted effort and make sure that it's all laid out clearly in one of these tools such as Asana or Trello, whatever one you find works best for you and the way that you work. Also, the sales process, that again will be the same every time. So once you've done your marketing, you've put out your emails, you've attracted someone to become interested in your product or service, what do you then do with that person? Again, make sure all the steps are clearly laid out so that you're not second guessing what you did the last time. You've got no questions around where to go or what to send. If they book a call, if you send a call booking link, whatever it may be, it's all laid out again clearly and easily for them, for you to follow and to understand and not waste time thinking about. It's basically taking you through it in detail so that everything's clear and everything is to hand. Once you've gone through that sales process, obviously you hope that the person goes on to become a client, your sales is successful, and so you have a client onboarding process. Again, there'll be the same steps that you go through every time. Maybe you offer different services, so different clients will come on for different things, but again, it'll be the same principles, the same steps that you go through. You perhaps send a contract, an invoice, a welcome document, a welcome pack of some sort. You might send a sort of layout in terms of what their journey with you is going to look like. Whatever that is for you and your clients, make sure again that it's all clearly laid out, it's easy to follow, all your links, all your documents, everything involved is all there in one place, and you've got no wasted time or effort every time you go to complete that activity in your business. And obviously by not wasting time and effort thinking about these things, you can then go and have more of these conversations, go and onboard more clients. You're there to do the thing that's actually generating you money more often, because you're not caught up in things that are not value add to your business.
Money. Yeah. Now, questions. Let's say for someone who is new to using Asana or Trello, and you're using either of these tools or both of these tools to outline your customer onboarding process or your sales process, would Asana or Trello actually automatically implement this process for you, or do you use it to really have a clear idea of this is first, then I have to do this, then this? Yeah. So how would those two tools work?
Yeah, so the initial, if you just use them standalone, then initially they are just your basic process in terms of taking you through the steps. As you said, it's just that reminder of what to do when and what order. And you can, as I mentioned, all the documents and links that are relevant, you can add them into Asana or Trello as part of your checklist so that it's all there to hand. You don't then have to go out to other systems or places to look for the links. They're all stored in that one.
Oh, okay. I get it now. Yeah, so you're having everything in one place.
Yeah. So you're not then going and searching through your hard drive or another system or another tool to look for.
Yes.
In terms of the automation, those systems alone wouldn't do that, but they do integrate with CRMs and your other you'd be using. So you could take it a step further and link your different things into your CRMs or whatever other systems you are working with.
Okay. And if for example your business is not just you alone, and it's maybe you and your business partner, or you and an assistant, or you and one other employee or something soon, how would we use these tools, and how do that help make things easier for me and whoever I'm working with?
Yeah.
Maybe if we both have two different ideas on what should work, so how would that help us?
Yeah, so they are great for collaboration as well. You can assign different tasks to different team members. You can set due dates, for example, so that if, for example, it's perhaps the client onboarding process, if you're responsible for sending the contract, but your business partner is responsible for sending the invoice, you can lay all that out within the options within the checklist. You can assign it to the relevant person. You can set a due date so that you know when it's to be completed by for each person. You can add comments. You can use it as a sort of communication tool between the two of you, letting each other know who has done what and by when. So it works really well from a team perspective as well if you do have more than one person.
Okay. So you run Kando Support where you help other businesses really streamline their process. So let's say this is someone's first business, or you're in your first few years. What um activities or what tasks go inside, like let's say a sales process? What would be a more efficient sort of sales process to have, based on your experience and clients you've worked with?
So for a sales process, it is things like automating a booking link. So you're not going back and forth in email saying, does this time suit? Does this time suit? It's automating a booking process so that you could, if you deem that a call is the way that you want to go for your sales process, obviously, you would send an automated booking link through somewhere like Calendly or Actuate. You would have that link to your calendar, and you would send that to the relevant person so that there's no back and forth. Again, that's removing wasted effort. It's just one link, you know when you're available, and then it's automatically slotted into your calendar. In terms of the sales process as well, it may be that you want to send them a sort of application form, if you like, so that you're finding out more about them before you get to that sales call. So you can automate things like Woohoo, Jotform, Google Forms even, or some CRM would host things like that as well. You could just automate something like that from a CRM. So that would then automatically again go to your prospective client for them to fill out and send back to you, so that you're going into that call with a greater understanding of where they're at and how you can then help them. So it's thinking through all the things that's relevant to your business, what's going to help you enable that sales conversation or that sales process to be more informative and easier to manage, without going through a lot of back and forth and a lot of different steps that aren't potentially needed.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that when you were explaining Kando Support, you'd mentioned that you help your client like streamline the process, so they focus on the more income generating sort of task, the what really brings in the money. So in an ideal situation, where where everything is going well, you know what you should do and you have the money, what task would you say you should give to Kando Support or give to somebody else, and what tasks would you prioritize that you yourself do?
So that's it's very dependent on the business, what the business actually offers. So what you can look at is things like an Eisenhower matrix. That's a sort of do, ditch, delegate type situation. So you go through all your key skills, you work out where you are most productive and your efforts are best spent. And those are the things that you would obviously keep. They would be on your do list. Anything that's not adding value at all and isn't required to actually move your business forward, you could ditch. Why are you actually doing that activity? You often do things because you think it's the right thing at the time, and they become habit and they just stay there. You don't actually ever go back and review if it is still required. So it's quite good to go through and see if there are actually things in that ditch category that you no longer have to do. And then anything that you deem to still be required to drive your business forward, but isn't where your efforts are best spent, you're not most productive, you're not best at doing those things, then they would go into delegate. And if you have these checklists and these basic processes, it's a lot easier to delegate, because then the person that you're delegating to knows what systems you're using, what documents you require to be updated. They've got clarity then as well in terms of what your expectations are and what you require from them.
Okay. And where would social media go on this list? Because I know it's kind of time consuming and it's just exhausting sometimes. But we do have this mindset that we need social media, we need to promote our business, we need to be out there. So would you say it's something that you as the founder need to put in your time into so that it looks more, I guess, more personalized? Or do you think that's something you just outsource or put somewhere else?
Yeah, I think there is a bit of a requirement for both in there. As you say, if it's you and you're the face of your business, I think you definitely need to be present there sometimes. But if it's longer sort of content pieces rather than lives and videos, and that's not something that you enjoy doing and it takes you way longer than it should, then yeah, definitely that could be one of those things that you delegate. They fall into that delegate piece. It's not draining a lot of your time. It's not taking you away from the activities that you are really strong at.
Yeah. And from what I've noticed so far, very few businesses have like a very plainly clear marketing process, sales process, customer onboarding process. You sort of know what the processes are, and at least you have a good idea, but it's not really like tangibly out there or set out there. So do you think it's if you know what your processes are, do you still need to have it outside? Do you still need to like outline it if you already know, like, I need to do this, then this next, then this next, then this next?
Yeah, I think there's still definitely benefit in having the list there and the links. As I say, it's that element of not trailing through lots of different folders, lots of different documents, looking for the things that you need. It's all there in one place, and that's where a lot of the time saving comes from. And for all we think we know all these things in our head because we're doing them all the time, there's always going to be times where we forget a step or something isn't just quite the way we thought it should have been because it's maybe been a month since we last did it, or always
like happens. Yeah, I sent an email. I'm like, wait, I should have mentioned that. Oh, I did not link to that. Then I reply to the email with the extra information.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And are there any misconceptions people have about these processes, having them like is there anything you've noticed that people tend to think when you tell them Asana, Trello, organize things? Like, what do they think about it, or what do they get wrong about these processes?
I think a lot of it comes from the word alone. Processes, people tend to hear that word and think that's for big businesses, that must sit in corporate, that must mean you've got a 300-page manual that goes along with it. But it's not. Just keep it simple is the best place to start. And Asana and Trello allow you to do that. There's free versions of them both. So as a new business owner, it doesn't need to be a costly exercise. But it's a time-saving one, so it's actually an investment because it's allowing you to make more money. You're focusing your time on the things that are actually valuable to you. It's that initial setup. Yeah, obviously that takes time, but once you've done that, then you reap the benefit week after week.
Oh, okay. Are there any other productivity tips you want to share with us?
So they would be my main ones at the moment. It's definitely look at that sort of do, ditch, delegate idea in terms of where your time is best spent. You only want to be doing those things in that do box. Then get these checklists and processes in place. As I said, it doesn't have to be complicated. Keeping it simple is often the best way to go. But you've now got all your links, all your documents, all your steps clearly laid out. There's no room for error, and there's no wasted time looking for things that you don't remember because it maybe was 4 weeks or 6 weeks ago that you last did that step.
Yeah. Then you go to like your inbox sent to see where you sent it. So like copy and paste it. Yeah, I do that a lot. Yeah. And before we start recording, you had mentioned a PDF.
Yeah, I've got a PDF. It is 5 steps to streamline your business. So it just looks at a few other areas on top of what we've obviously just spoken about here. So everyone's more than welcome to get in touch and I can send that over so you can have a look at.
Yeah, or they're playing soccer outside. Yeah, but your email address is in the video. It's in the video, so you can see her email. So if you want
Yeah.
to learn more about Kay and about her 5-step process to streamline, you can email her at kay@kandosupport.com.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
definitely.
also been in the description. Yay! Okay, so anything else you want to say before we close, or any other thing you want to throw at us? We have like, I guess, a few more minutes.
So for me, it is just make sure you get them in place, make sure you know what they are, and make sure you track all your different steps, because it could be that something changes and that throws what you thought was the right process slightly off track. So make sure that you understand what's working and what's not, and you keep the process up to date and relevant. You're constantly reviewing it. It's not just created and forgotten about because you think things are still working the way that they did 6 months ago. Things can change, so just be mindful of that and make sure you're constantly reviewing them and making sure you have the best steps for you that are working right for your business.
Yeah, and yeah, Asana and Trello have like a free plan you can get started with. So
Yeah.
let's say someone is watching this and they're thinking, okay, the experts suggest using Asana and Trello, and then you're afraid that this might be a bit overwhelming. So how easy is it for someone to start using this? Like, how high is that learning curve?
Personally, and from anyone that I've put onto the systems, I really don't think they're anything to be fearful of. It's one of those things. It always seems more daunting than it actually is. They are straightforward. It's you create lists, you add tasks. It is all very intuitive in terms of how you would expect the steps to work. They are easy to get started with, and they've all got how-to videos and help guides and things. They are very user-friendly.
Yeah. For those people like me who are like, oh, I have to sign up for one more thing again, and like the number of things you have to sign up for keeps like increasing, and it just gets a bit annoying sometimes. So, what's your encouragement for that?
It is. I totally get that. You can here you constantly bombarded with all these different systems that you should
All
be
the
using.
emails also.
Yeah, totally. But one of these, I would say, are definitely great place to get started. It takes away a lot of that overwhelm from all your different systems because you've got the clarity there. So I would say they definitely are a great place to get you started on your road to a more streamlined business, and it'll help remove some of that extra overwhelm from other systems and things that you've got going on.
Oh, okay. Oh, yay! So thanks a lot for sharing about the productivity tip. And then she had mentioned her PDF, like the 5 steps to streamline your business. And once again, please get that by emailing her at kay@kandosupport.com. The email address is in the video and it's also in the description below. So I very much recommend that. There is also a free, that's from me now, a free printable and fillable weekly planner. So you use that to plan your week. I'm not a fan of waking up on a Monday morning and going, okay, let's wing it. I very much don't like that. So I do think you should, at least the weekend before or when you wake up immediately, plan your week in advance. Having a clear goal of what I want to do this week, what I want to accomplish this week, and the different tasks I will do Monday. Even if it's not in a PDF, even if it's a physical book that you have to write down, you should still plan this stuff out in advance as you're working on your sales process and your onboarding process. There are little things that just come up, maybe sending an email, it might be checking something, but plan your day in advance and know that this is what I'm working on today and focus on that. So thank you so much for coming. Woo!
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, it was nice having you here. All right.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, bye.